Welcome, everybody. We're doing a podcast called Spinning and Winning, and this is episode 1. I'm DJ Skeelow,
AT Radio.
and we're going to discuss being in quarantine, what to do, DJs, what's going on, what to go about this. This is all new to us because I don't think once in either of our career this has ever happened to where we're just on a hiatus.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. It was never thought of even being possible.
It's just crazy because I've been doing this now for over 10 years, and so have you because we've known each other for that amount of time. But I'm so used to doing my residencies. I'm so used to going to work. I'm so used to DJing, and I've taken vacations and breaks and stuff like that for maybe a week or two the most. But being told and forced, like, you are not permitted to go to work, and the bars and restaurants and clubs are closed for 30 days minimum. It's hard, especially for the people who are full-time DJs.
Absolutely, bro.
That's why I want to talk to you because we're at two different ends of the spectrum. You are a full-time DJ, and me, I have work on as well. So it's two different perspectives. But I would love to see how you're coping and what you're doing. Do you want to tell me a little bit of what you've been up to since the quarantine has started?
Man, it's been tough to adapt. Morale is a thing that I fight with every day. Just keeping my morale up because as a DJ, we're used to getting like that gratification, like that feeling from the crowd. Like when you go out and play and you just feel like super like, wow, I did my thing after the set, and you get to leave and you feel satisfied. Like we don't get that right now. No matter how many live videos we do, like that sense of is completely gone. On another tip, it's kind of opened my eyes to the financial world. Like, wow, we were taking for granted having this weekly thing that just pays us to do what we love and spending frivolously, buying gear frivolously, and now with all that stripped away, it makes us realize, well, what the heck was I doing this whole time? Really, my time has been spent with the fam. I since now I get a lot more time at home. we have to create a structure for school, for my daughter, my son. The baby even has to have some type of a structure throughout her day. So it's been good. Me and my wife have been getting closer in that sense, figuring things out in the house. But then it's been a struggle to really get in here with a clear mind without having worry on my mind. And that's been a tough thing. That's probably been the toughest thing of all this, is to put all the worries that the world has just put upon us aside.
Right.
And then come and still give people like feel good music and music to look forward to and uplift them without sounding real negative in the sounds and playing stuff that we want, maybe we actually feel. and but altogether, like DJing, I love DJing. I've been DJing in my room to myself in my headphones for 17 years, even before I was a club DJ or doing weddings and anything. I was in my own headphones DJing for myself, and music is an uplifter for me. So I feel like that's what all of us as DJs, what we got to remember is that the love for it comes first. It's not about being popular. That's that feeling of gratification at the end of your night when people are telling you you did great and giving you all this praise. That's not what it's about. Like, we never was about that. It was always about the love. It was always about the love. It was always about the creativity that we get to breathe on that set. I want to see DJs be more creative with their sets online now that they have time to do so, instead of watering it down, going and doing Facebook parties. That's typical. We all can play parties. Like, we know that already. That's proven. I feel like this time that we have is for us to show our strengths and our differences.
Sure.
Because we're all different, dude. Like, I know there's 100,000 songs in your head that I don't
I mean,
But
very true. Very true. I mean, we're in a crew of 13 DJs.
exactly, and all of us have a different flavor, and that's what I like about our crew is that we all have a different flavor, and when we do a get up or get down, you know, we get to experiment with those types of music, and we get to play whatever we want essentially, versus having to show up at Thirsty Furs or anywhere in downtown St. Pete, and you're gonna
Right.
hear, I always say it, you're gonna hear "Party Up," "Where the Party At," "Be Faithful," "Get Low" by Flo Rida and by Lil Jon. You're gonna like it's just like it's no matter what remix, mashup, way you play it, we're playing the same crap over and over again.
Right.
Now we got this sense of take a step back, play what you want. You know what I mean? Mix it up the way you want. It doesn't have to be a single genre. It doesn't have to be catered to a single audience. At the end of the day, it's not even about getting 100 or 300 or 1,000 people on your live feed. Because at the end of the day, this is your expression of you. So it doesn't matter how many people are on the live feed. That's where I've been with it.
Well, I've noticed too with a lot of other DJs on Facebook Live and Instagram Live that the sets have been a lot more creative because there's not that managerial aspect from the venues or the owners or managers as far as this is what you have to play or you have to keep these people here to keep drinking because we all know it's about alcohol sales. So you have a lot more freedom to experiment and let people know like this is me, this is what I listen to, this is what I like, this is my style. Whereas when we're out and about doing our venues and our residencies, we can add a little bit of flavor in there, but there's usually a general format that we have to abide by or stick to, or we're getting
we're getting put aside, and they're gonna test the waters with someone else permanently.
We've heard that before. So I guess the next step would be, what would we suggest or what have we been doing that since now we're in quarantine and that was downtime, which is another reason why we decided to start doing a podcast. We got some time, like let's chop it up, let's talk, let's see what other DJs are into. What are your suggestions for people right now as far as DJing? What can be done during this time?
Well, there's a lot more than just going live, guys. There's a lot more that we could be doing as a whole. First off, take a step back, analyze who you are as DJ and what the world sees you as a DJ. And what I mean by this is like, we have our vision of ourselves and what we think people see from us, but how does your press kit actually look? How does your website actually look? If you got a call and someone says, send me a video, what video are you actually sending? Is it going to be like some Instagram or Snapchat video that you just happen to have a 15-second video, or you're going to actually have a representation of yourself in a full minute or 2-minute video? Like, this is the time to do that. This is the time to learn how to use an editing program, how to chop up.
That's what I was just thinking about. Yeah.
Yeah, like simply just use your time wisely to experiment, because we don't always get downtime to experiment. Sometimes if we're doing something and we need a project done, sometimes the easiest way is to pay someone else just to get the project done. But now we have time. Now we all have time to say, you know what, I could put this together myself and learn a whole new skill that's gonna help me to become a better DJ. You can make remixes right now. You could be sitting down learning Logic or Ableton or whatever program you want to learn. Like this is the time,
Definitely.
Yeah, for sure. I think that's something that DJs need to be thinking about more, because honestly, going live for me is the part of DJing that I never liked. The popularity contest is like, oh, I got more likes than him, I got more views than him, and
what truly is the purpose behind it?
It's never been what this is about. The popularity contest was created, to have that sense of fulfillment. I get it, but like, there's a bunch of dope DJs out there who are doing their thing, that are not popular. I want to see those guys come out and drop some heat on us, like for real. Those are the guys I want to see, you know, finger drumming and scratching and doing beat juggles and doing flips live, you know. This is the chance. This is your chance to get out of your transition crate and your freaking wordplay crate and make your own transitions and word plays live. This is your chance. Like, this is your chance to just create, and this is all of our chance. So for
Yeah, 'cause
me,
I know with me personally, you know, when we were DJing constantly, it was just go, 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 go. You know, I work at a medical clinic during the week, and then I DJ on the weekends, and then sometimes throughout the weeknights. And us both having families, you know, I have a daughter. It's just nonstop go, 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 go. And it's really like on to the next one, where there's never a break to step back and be like, you know, am I playing the same music? Do I need to organize my music? Do I need to go through my crates? Like the last time I saw you, I saw your crates and I was like, man, they are organized perfectly. You know, like you have it down to a rhythm as far as how things are organized.
it took me years though. It took me so many years, and it's just the beginning of my crates looking like that. So before all this, before we were quarantined, I was working on my crates, and that's why you saw that. Like I had a plan. I had a second computer, and I wanted my second computer to just be like the stuff that I know is gonna get the party going, and not be the same stuff that, like, there's a typical set we play, and then there's the stuff that makes us us.
Right.
There's a typical set that we could all dig into, and then there's the stuff that makes us us. And that's what I wanted to do with my new computer. I wanted to make it the computer that made JT Radio who he is. And when you hear the songs being played, you're like, yo, that sounds like JT on the set. Like, he's, you know, he gets down that way. And that's what I started doing. And with this time, it's helped me to expand that, because, you know, I was catering it towards the gigs I was doing. I was doing a lot of weddings, a lot of bars, lounges, in-store events. So when I'm doing those type of events, I have to cater to the top 40 crowd. I call it the older crowd, which is probably going to be like the 50 and up white crowd, or like just not your just older crowd. Like, that's exactly what it is. Or then I'll get to play, some gigs will be like funk and disco and soul, and I was able to make those crates look like that. Like, those are the things I'm already playing. But then when we got on quarantine, I started realizing I'm going to DJ off my old computer at home to see what I missed out on. Like, what is it that I haven't touched? And that's why I've been seeing a lot of reggaeton sets, a lot of salsa sets, and a lot of old school hip hop joints, because those are the things that I love to play, but I don't get to play. So now I'm structuring my sets to that and getting those over to the new computer. But, you know, this is something we all have time to do now. We all have time to sit there, you know, go online, buy yourself a hard drive. If you don't have one already, I suggest you go buy yourself an external. I seen an external SSD for like $150 the other day, and I was like, I almost spent money I shouldn't have.
That's a huge debate in itself. A lot of people talking about internal versus external, and a lot of people are very adamant about having it internally because it runs smoother with Serato or Tractor, what have you. I'm very big as far as having external, because if anything happens to your laptop, you know, boom, your music is on external. Or if you go and you someone invites you for a guest set, or you go somewhere without your laptop, you have your external, you can just plug into somebody else's laptop and be good to go. And, you know, with Serato, I love how it saves the data information, that it just loads up your crates exactly how you had them, which still is mind-boggling to me.
Yeah. So a hard drive, if you're a DJ in 2020 and you don't have multiple hard drives, you're setting yourself up for a huge failure. I've had hard drives my whole life. Since Serato came out, I started buying hard drives. And what I noticed is, you buy yourself a good hard drive, it'll last you a very long time. And like you said, like, there's different ways to utilize it. I like to utilize it now in a different way than I did 8 years ago. So, like, I was using, and I'll show you. I think I have it here. I was using this G drive to go everywhere, and this G drive has all the stuff I would typically play at a private event.
Okay.
But then internally, I would have all the stuff that I would typically play at a bar or club. So what that did for me, at least, was like if I did show up to a private, if me and you did a private event together, 90% chance you're gonna have majority of the music I have.
Mm.
But this is gonna have the stuff that I know that I need separately. Not the DMX party ups and all the popular stuff that we used to playing. You know what I mean? We all have that stuff, but this is gonna have like the funk and the soul and the house music and the things that the salsa music, all that stuff. It's right here, and that's what I've been doing. Now I've been using this old hard drive that I used to play from regularly. I've been getting that stuff into my internal, but that's what we have to use our hard drives for. Is a tool. Our hard drive is a tool. That's all it is. It's another tool. If you have one hard drive, I suggest you go get another one and create. You should have 3 hard drives. You should have, if you're DJing out with a hard drive, you should have that hard drive. You should have a backup hard drive, which is what it sounds like. It's a backup. And then you should have one that you use to organize music, straight organized music. Maybe build a whole new library in it.
Yeah, I have at least 5, but I like to have backups for everything. I like to have a backup turntables, a backup mixer, a backup laptop, a backup, like DJs think having, a full setup and is enough. It's not. Like, you always need to make sure you have a backup plan, because all in all, it's all mechanical, it's all machines, it's all technical. It can let you down. Which also brings up another point about equipment maintenance. We have a lot of downtime. It's really good for you to test out all your equipment, make sure everything works the way it should, update and upgrade, clean out, your turntables or your mixers, learn how to, because that's huge. Even for me personally, like, I don't get around to doing that much because, again, we're so busy. Things are packed in crates. We take it and go. And we never have time to think of the what ifs.
Yep. That's huge. If you have a facade that you take out regularly, probably is looking more dingy than you think.
Clean it. Clean that bad boy,
Probably a good time to update and clean out the things that we don't normally wipe down. Our speakers. How many times do we, pass a rag over your speakers when you're working 4 to 6 gigs a week? Sometimes we don't get a chance to, and by the time you take it out your truck, you set it down, you go, you do what you have to do to get ready for the next gig, and you pack up again. Speakers collect dust. We do outdoor events. We do stuff that puts dust and dirt into the crevices of our mixers. Go buy some air cans. This is the time right now to make sure that our equipment is up to par, and that make sure it's clean, that it looks good. Wipe them down. Get yourself some microfiber towels. Make sure your gear looks good. A lot of DJs will go and they'll eat chicken wings and they'll DJ, and they don't realize that they're leaving, crud and grease all over the faders,
all that residue, all that just
everything. This is the time to take off the knobs and just be like, all right, I'm just gonna be real tedious. You have freaking time on your hands. Like, let's use it for what it is. Like, it's downtime, but use it to make ourselves that much better, so that when this all blows over, we have organized crates, we got clean equipment, we got fresh ideas, and we're ready to go. We're locked and loaded. You know what I mean? That's the whole point of this. At this point, if there's any positive us DJs could get from this, is we'll be better prepared when this is all over to go and send out our press kits and get our websites out there, and set up your SEO now, so that way when people are searching whatever you set it up to search, you're gonna come up. No, but
So what happens now? Because we don't know how long this is going to take. You know, it could be a month, 2 months, 3 months. It could go to the end of the year. So let's talk about what happens when the dust settles. What should DJs do? Because a lot of us had residencies, had venues that we, would work at. There's no guarantee that those jobs are going to be available, that we're going to get the same pay, that they went under because there's only a certain amount of small business loans and certain government funding that's going out. um, so I guess the first thing to do would to be reestablish contact with all the owners and managers that you were working with previously, to reach out and be like, okay, are we back on schedule? Are we, is anything different? What are your thoughts on that?
definitely stay in touch with your people, guys. Like, definitely stay in touch. You should be reaching out to managers and fellow DJs who are out there, checking in on people, making sure that community stays tight. Because at the end of this, when the dust settles, the industry is going to be way different from what we're used to. Money's not going to be as out there as easily to get. I feel like there's going to be a surge of parties because people are going to be ready to party.
Right.
But at the same time, there's going to be a surge of DJs looking for work. And this is the time now that's going to set you apart then. This time right now, the DJs who are just miserable and not doing anything to excel,
Right.
this is going to show who stays and who gets left behind, because there's going to be a whole group of young DJs who are hungry, who have a plan, who took this time to strategize and to keep in contact with their networks and managers and their fellow DJs. And they're going to be the ones that succeed. And then the DJs who got comfortable and were like, man, this is tearing me down, I'm so tired, they're going to be the ones to still be stuck and tired at the end of this, because they didn't prepare. Their gear still looks the same way it did before the whole thing. They got dust on their turntables still when they haven't used it. And we got to set ourselves apart from that. So prepare now, so when the dust settles, no matter how it settles, you're on top of your stuff. You're on top of every aspect of it. You should have 10 new mixes up on your mix cloud by the time this settles. Like, not for nothing. Mixes don't have to be an hour long, dude. Quick mixes are like 15 minutes. You could do a quick mix. Put up some content on your socials and on your things, not just live mixes, not just live shows. Live shows, people complain, they get taken down. So don't waste your time doing them all the time. Use it for what it is. It's time to yes, put your work out there, but also hit the record button and go and put that mix into an editing program and take a 20-minute segment out of that hour-long mix and make it a quick mix and put it on your mix cloud. Because if you're wasting time doing live shows without copying the content and saving it and making it actual content, it's a waste of time, because the videos get buried. Nobody replays these live mixes. It's very rare that you get. You don't get replays. So put it up where it is going to get replayed, where it is going to get searched. So when the dust settles, when everything is all done, they say, wow. Nobody's going to say, yo, son, you did 150 live streams this 2 months. Man, that's crazy. No, they're going to go. They don't have any way to look at that unless they go count them. But you go to their mix cloud and you see that they put up a mix with every live stream they did, and you see 150 mix, they'd be like, damn, dude, you were working. It's physically recorded. The sound is good. Everything is, it was strategized. That's
always hit record. That's what I've learned. Always hit record. Whether you're playing out, playing on Facebook Live, always hit record.
But more importantly, not just hit record, because there's DJs out there who have these things right here full of recordings that they've never put out. If you're not putting out your content, you're failing. Use this time right now to go and learn how to use a simple program like Audacity or Adobe Premiere. Like, learn how to use those programs. It's a free program. Audacity is so powerful, and I always talk about it because it's a free program. And I've used it to do full mixtapes. I've used it to do show tapes for artists, show mixes. I've used it to do mixes for workouts, where it's literally like a 19 or 17-minute mix that's specific for that person's workout. And we
Right.
don't have to set up all of our equipment. You just drag the tracks and you learn how to use a multi-track program and how to use it properly and how to use certain effects. This is our time to do that. So take those mixes that we do an hour-and-a-half session on Facebook Live. It's not going to be perfect. You're going to have the little hiccups. But take that session, throw it into an editor, figure out a 25-minute segment that you found flawless, clip it from front to end, learn how to use fade in and fade out, and add some effects with your drops on it, and you have yourself content for your Mixcloud. You know what I mean? Use it wisely, guys. We can't just be dropping live shows and not hitting record, not putting up the content. That's the gist of it.
I agree. Well, thank you, brother. I appreciate you chopping it up with me. Hopefully some other DJs can get some use out of this, because again, we have downtime. We have no idea how long this downtime is going to be. So I think that's a wrap for episode 1.
Word up, yo! Thank you for having me, bro. Anytime. I hope some DJs get use of this video right here, and I can't wait for the next get down, because that's it's gonna be really lit. I can't wait for everything to be open again.
And anyone that's interested in stuff like that, like, stay tuned, because again, when this is all done and said, we have to reestablish dates, times, places. Right now everything's up in the air. We have no idea when the next get down, get up, jam session, what's what. So
you know what, when it's all over, First Friday's happening, bro. It always happens. First Friday
happens.
So that's not canceled.
First Friday, nobody cancels. That's for our downtown St. Pete people. They know how that goes. So,
all right, brother.
All right.